slow. Hey, Son here. Today I'm going to show you the classical intro to a song called "The Trees" by Rush. So this is a very simple chord progression, but the movement of the hand is very difficult because you have to move from one chord to another exactly, precisely to get to that chord so you can get all the notes right. So let's talk about the chords first. The first chord is D, open D. So that would be your open D string, G2, B3, and high E2. Okay. And the second chord is an F sharp minor bar chord. So your index finger will place on the second fret all the way down. You got to hold it all the way down, second fret, and then your ring fingers on the 4th fret on the A string, pinky on the 4th fret on the D string. So with your index finger barring 2nd fret all the way down. And third chord is C sharp minor, and that would be a C sharp minor bar chord. So that would be a A4, D6, G6, B5, and E4. So again, it's is A4, D6, G6, B5, E4. Okay, and A chord. This A chord is a little different. A chord over here, your index fingers, you play the open A string, and your index finger is playing D2 and G2, and your pinky is holding down the 5th fret on the B and E string. It's a different form of B chord. And then you have an E major chord. So that would be your open E, so open E, 2nd fret of your A, D, 1st fret on the G, open B, and open E. And then you have the G chord. The G chord would be E3, A2, open D, open G, B3, and E3. And then A chord, which is open A, 2nd fret of A, 2nd fret of D, G, and B. Okay. And the last chord is a B minor chord. It's like a C sharp minor, but you move 2 frets down. So the notes are A2, B4, G4, B3, and E2. So again, the chords are D, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, A with the pinky, E, and G, A again, this one without the pinky, and B minor. Alright, so those are the chords. Now the picking pattern. The D chord, you will pick the open D and the high E2 fret together. You keep it on the D chord. You play the open D and high E2 together, 2 notes. So you play those 2 notes together, and you play B3, G2, and you lift up your middle finger from high E2, and you pick the open E string, B3, and then the open D string. Alright. Again. Now, the tricky part is that as soon as once you pick the open D string, I would start moving your hand, get ready for the F sharp minor chord, because you will have to play low E 2nd fret and high E 2nd fret together with your index finger, and while your entire chords be ready. So you gotta go like, so you gotta get ready to play the F sharp minor chord. So the F sharp minor chord pattern, you play the high E and low E2 together, 2nd fret low E and 2nd fret high E, and play the 2nd fret B string and 4th fret on the D, and 2nd fret again on the high E, and then you play the B2 and A4 together. Okay, so slowly. So far we have this. One more time. Next chord is C sharp minor. Again, you got to move all the way up. Your hands be ready. You play the A4 and high E4 together. So it's A4, A string 4th fret and high E string 4th fret together with the index finger, and then you the right hand, I pick it with my thumb and my middle finger, and then I play G6, B5, high E4, B5, back to A4. Alright, so the C sharp minor arpeggio goes like this. Alright, so far we have this. Now next is A chord. Again, you gotta shift right away the A chord with the pinky on the 5th fret on the B and E string. So you gotta play open A string and high E 5th fret together, and then B5, G2, high E5 again, and you pick the 2nd fret of your D string and B5 together like an octave. So that takes a lot of strength with pinky, so you got to practice that part. The next one, you move from A to E major, and you play the open E and open B string together. What I would do is I pick open E and open B together, and then I will move my thumb down and pick the 1st fret on the G string. And then you pick open B, open E, back to open B, open D. So again, the E arpeggio. Okay. So far we have this. Actually, you can actually play, instead of doing that, you can actually play the second fret on the D string. So you can play like this. Actually, I think that's the right note. So, so the E pattern goes like this. I'm sorry. So, open E and B string, and then it's first fret on the G. Open B, open E, open B, second fret on the D. Right. So go from A chord to E. And show it again. The next one is G. You pick the you pick the third fret of the E string, both high E and low E together. Use your pinky and middle finger. And you pick the third fret on the B string with your ring finger on the left hand. And then second fret on the A string. And then you move into the A bar chord, and you play the open A string and second fret of B together, and second fret of the D and G. Alright, so far we have this. The next part is B minor. So what I'm doing is I put in the B minor position, and I plug A2, G4, and B3 together. Just those three notes. You pick those three notes together twice, and then you pick the open A string and fourth fret on the G together, and then quickly hammer on the second fret on A. So, and then you'll pick the second fret of A, third fret of your B string, and second fret of a high E string together. And you pick the B minor again, which is A2, G4, and B3. So the last part goes like this. Slowly again. Alright, so let me play the whole thing again from the top, slowly. So that's the intro, and then after that, it plays like 3 times. There's some variation of it, but you can just play the same pattern. And then he'll play like this. So basically, play the D open chord, and hammer on to pull off on the pinky on the third fret on the E string. And then play the A power chord. Again, he plays the and then hammer on and pull off with the little ring finger. And then B power chord, which is A2, D4, and G4. And then he goes the and he does the F sharp power chord. Open E, and then play the G power chord. And start singing the treble with maple. Okay, so that's the whole song. Thanks for watching. Not the whole song, but that's the intro to the trees cool riff to learn. Very difficult to learn. It will improve your finger strength when you practice this part, and also improve your moving the chords. So I would practice move the chord first. I would practice just from D, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, A, E, G, A, B minor. Again, D, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, A, E, G, A, E minor. So again, it's very fast chord change. The hardest part is to make sure your hand's in the right place and get those notes out. It's a very difficult part, I think, but it's very cool. And thanks for watching. And I'm using a steel string with acoustic too, so that's a little harder. You can play on a line-on string with classical. It's where it's supposed to be. If you have a classical guitar, you can play on that. Thanks.